Hiya, this is Paolo. Thank you for watching my video. And today I want to talk to you about this pedal. This is the Meinl STB6, the ultimate kick selection as they call it. And I wanted to compare it to the Roland SPD kick. This one has been with me for the last 4 or 5 years on all my acoustic gigs, and it works great. Has a lot of features that I love. But it shares quite a few of those features with this pedal. For example, they are both sample pedals and they both have multiple samples you can select from. Although this one costs about £200 right now and this one starts at 110. So I wanted to check if this one is still worth buying, if this one is still the best StompBox pedal that is around. Let's have a look. As always, remember to like and subscribe. And now let's go and delve into the features. I wanted to say that I tried both of this pedal on a gig just to have a direct comparison, and I then tried this one at home just to know a bit more about it. So first of all, I want to say that the Meinl pedal, like the Roland SPD one, is a sample pedal. So that means that you're just triggering a recorded sound. If you want to know more about sample StompBoxes or analog StompBoxes and which one is good for you, you can see another video here. This ultimate kick pedal, like the SPD one, contains multiple samples. That means you can decide what sample to trigger. And in this case, if we turn this on, you can see the screen comes on. And if I press this switch here, I can change between sounds. There's 12 sounds, the same as in the SPD one, so that's good. Let's see what kind of sounds are in both pedals.
Yeah!
Definitely the SPD one has a bigger variety of sounds. That means that it is a bit more versatile, while Meinl offers another pedal that does percussion sounds and another pedal that does snare sounds, so they kind of want you to buy the other two to access those other sounds. The other main difference is that the SPD one offers you the ability to upload your own sample. So in position 12, you can assign any sample just by connecting your pedal via USB. Unfortunately, it's a USB mini and not USB-C, so a bit of an old port. I never needed that function. In fact, as you've heard, it still says yeah, but it's a nice option to have. Being that they are sample StompBoxes, it's important to check how dynamic they are. Can you play quiet when you need it, and can you play hard when it's requested? Let's have a listen. In this case, I think that the Meinl pedal wins. It is immediately sensitive to any kind of hit, while instead the SPD one has a little bit of a threshold. You can adjust it via a control here, but even at the lowest setting, it doesn't pick up like the quietest of hits. And that means that even if you play with your foot, sometimes if you are too soft with your hitting, it can misfire. When it comes to controlling misfiring the pedal, the SPD one offers you two controls. One is a sensibility and one is a threshold. That means that you can set a threshold under which it won't trigger any sound. And that is helpful if you're on a very bouncy stage, or if there's people moving around, or even if your cable is hitting the pedal itself. And that is handy to have because you can control any unwanted triggering. When it comes to this pedal, even though it doesn't have dedicated controls, the fact that you can only trigger the sound through this small area, it means that it's quite safe from any misfiring when I've used it on gigs, I've never had any problems. It's worth to say though that the smaller area is not for everybody. I have friends who have tried it and they did not get along with it, so you want to try before you commit to it. If you like to wear boots, it might not be a problem. If you like to wear a lighter kind of footwear, then you might want to check it. Another big difference where I think the Roland SPD1 results as a more professional solution is the fact that this pedal can only be powered by batteries. There's 2 AA batteries in here, and this one can be powered either by 4 AA batteries, but also like through a 9-volt power supply. And I think that if you use it professionally, that is a better solution. Although it's worth to mention that the Meinl kick gives you a nice visual representation of how much charge you have left. And it seems to be lasting a long time. It's been on all day yesterday while I was filming, and I still don't see a dent. I really like the fact that the main pedal has a screen, and then you have only one control that only works when the pedal is on. That means that there's no way to accidentally change settings while the pedal sits in your gig bag or somewhere else. While instead, with this one, if it sits in your gig bag, this control often gets messed up. These controls definitely move on, so every time that I turn it on, I need to check that I'm on the settings that I like. Another big difference is the form factor. I do think that this one is way more portable than the SPD1. I like that all the edges are rounded on this one, while this one is a little bit more angular, and if left in a gig bag and if it moves around a lot, can dent some of your other gear. Also, this one has a much lower gap that makes it a bit more comfortable to use. I would still like to have a support even for this one, but I would never use this one without the support. I can think of using this one without any for a gig, although it's still a bit tiring. If you want to know how to make a support for your StompBox pedals, check out my other video here. I have to say that there's one aspect of the Meinl pedal that really let me down, and I think is the material at the back. So this material is quite slippery, so when I was using it on a gig, the pedal was going everywhere. As you can see, it's way easier to move this one compared to this one. If you decide to get this one, anyway, I would find a way to make it more stable, whether it's adding a less slippery material at the back, placing it against your mic stand, or adding or gaffer taping it to the floor. In conclusion, I do think that this is a really good pedal, and although it has quite a few shortcomings compared to the Roland one, I do think that the fact that it costs half the price makes it worth a try, and see if you can live with those shortcomings. If you have any question or if you have any opinion about these pedals, let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to give it a like, and see you for the next one. Bye!